Question number 20. Giving you answers in standard form, find the value of n times 700. So we are given n is equal to 2 times 10 to the power of 8. So replace 2 times 10 to the power of 8 times 700. So we take 2 multiplied by 700 will be 1400 times 10 to the power of 8. Now in standard form that will be 1, 2, 3, so 1.4 times 10 plus 3 will be 11. So that is your answer, 1.4 times 10 to the power of 11. Moving on, part 2, 1 over n. So 1, n is 2 times 10 to the power of 8. We can rewrite this as 2 times 1 over 10 to the power of 8. So 1 divided by 2 is what? 0.5 times, bring this up, will be 10 minus 8. We have to move one decimal place, will be 5 times 10 power minus 9. And that is your answer. Okay, now part B, pretty interesting question. It says, find the smallest positive integer m such that m times n is a cube number. So we know that n is equal to 2 times 10 to the power of 8. So now we need to multiply n by one number m such that it will be a cube number. Cube number means that it needs to be, if we take m, n, we'll get an exact value. So if we do that, which is this will be same as this, right? So if we take this number of mn, we will have an exact value. So we have to observe the power of 2 is 1, the power of 10 is 8. So what is the smallest number we can multiply n to have this become a cube number? So we do see that, what is 10? 10 is actually 2 times 5. So we have 2 here already. So what happens if we take n times 5? It becomes 2 times 5 times 10 to the power of 8, which will give us, this becomes 10. 10 times 10 will be 10 to the power of 9. So 10 to the power of 9 is a cube number, because if we do this, it gives us an exact value. So thus, the smallest value of m will be 5. Question number 21. The first 4 terms, U1, U2, U3, and U4 in a sequence of numbers are given below. Okay, so evaluate U5. So U5 will be what? So this was 4, this was 4, that will be 5, 5. Times, that was 4, that was 6, so it was 4 plus 2, 6, 5 plus 2, 7, plus, that was 4, and this was 5, so that was 5, that will be 6. So what is this number? So 5 times 7 is what? 35 plus 36, which will be 71. So 71 is the 5th term. Okay, moving on to part B. We have the nth term of the sequence, un, is in the form of this. Write down the value of p and q. Okay, so let's compare with the first term. The first term is 1. Let's write it down. So u first term is 1 times 3 plus 2 squared. Okay, so we can see that n here is 1, so 1 is the first term, and then we have 1 plus, so 1 plus 1 equals to 3, 1 plus 2 plus 1 plus 1 square, right? So this is the value of, compare with this equation, plus n plus q2. Compare. So this is n, this is n, this is p, so p equal to 2. So this is n, and this number is q. Q is equal to 1. Okay, the value of p and q is 2 and 1. Now part C. We have un can be written in the form of this. So we have to find the values of A, B, and C. So we know that un is equal to n times n plus p is what? 2 plus n plus q is 1 square. So we place the values we find here in the equation above. And now we have to just expand and simplify. N times n is n square plus 2n plus, that will be n square plus 2n plus 1. So n square plus n square plus 2n plus 2n plus 1. So that will give us 2n square plus 4n plus 1. So now we compare with this equation, which is a n square plus b n plus c. So from this we compare, a is equal to 2, b is equal to 4, and c is equal to 1. And that is your answers. Question number 22. The diagram shows a circle, center O, that passes through A, B, C, and D. Center O, A, B, C, D. The tangents at A and B meet at T. So the tangents from the same chord that meets at T. Okay, which means that this is equal to this. And we are given that angle ATB, so ATB is 62, angle DAB is 53. Okay, so question number 1, find x. X is the angle at the center, so we have to use a theorem. Means that the angle at the center is always twice the angle at the circumference. So from the, you see that they have the same, on the same arc. So this and this are on the same arc, and the angle at the center will always be twice the angle at the circumference. So x equal to 53 times 2. That will be 106. So that's x. Okay. So now moving on to part B. Find y. Okay, so we can take this out. So we have A, D, C, B. So that's A, B, C, D. That's angle y. We know this angle is 53. So we have been given the information that A, B, C, D are on the circle. They all touches the circumference. So thus we can use this rule. The complementary angles, so the opposite angles, which is 53 plus y is equal to 180. So y is equal to 180 minus 53. What do you get? So let's do the math. So 180, 53, so 7, 10, 7, 2, 1. So the angle y is 127. Okay, so now z. So we can see that for part z, we have this triangle, and those two are tangents that at B and A, and they meet at T. So those two are tangents that come and meet at T, and this is 62. And because they are tangents that meet on this, that touches the same chord and meet on the same point, these two sides are equal. So these two angles will be equal as well. So we have 180 minus 62, it will be 7, 10, 8, 118. So 118 divided by 2 is 519, 59. 59 will be the answer for angle Z. So the last question will be find the angle T. So on the drawing, we can see that O and this point is what? So O, that's O. That's the line joining to T. That's T, and that's angle B. So we are given that this is angle T, and this is Z. Z is given to us as 59. Not given to us, we just shown that it is 59. So the rule is that these two angles, so anything that touches the surface and joining to the center, this angle will be 90 degrees. So T plus 59 is 90. So T is 90 minus 59. So 59 will be what? So 8, 10, 1, 3. T will be 31 degrees for this value. And that's everything for this question. Question number 23. We have matrix A and B, part A. Find the matrix X such that 2A plus X is equal to B. So 2A plus X is B. X is what? B minus 2A. B is 6, 0, minus 3, minus 2. Minus 2A is what? 4, 2, minus 1, 0. So let's bring the 2 inside. We have, so this one remains the same. 6, 0, minus 2, minus 3, minus 2. And then minus. Let's bring the 2 inside. 2 times 4 is what? Is 8. 2 times minus 1 is minus 2. 2 times 2 is 4, and 0. Is equal to what? So 6 minus 8 is minus 2. Minus 3 minus 2. So minus 3 plus 2 is minus 1. 0 minus 4 is minus 4. Minus 2 minus 0 is minus 2. So that is your answer for X. So let's write down in this space below. So minus 1, minus 4, minus 2. Okay. Moving on to part B. We have a matrix Y such that AY is equal to this matrix. So we have to find Y. So AY equal to 1, 0, 0, 1. So if you multiply A inverse on this side and A inverse on this side, we will have IY equal to A inverse 1, 0, 0, 1, and I is identity matrix. I times Y is Y, so Y will be equal to A inverse times 1, 0, 0, 1. So now we have to find A inverse. So we know that A is what? A is 4, 2, minus 1, 0. Determinant of A is 4 times 0 is 0, minus 2 times minus 1 is minus 2, which is 2. And adjacent matrix of A is, so switch sides will be 0, 4. Switch sign will be 1, minus 2. So A inverse is equal to 1 over determinant, which is 2, multiplied by this matrix will be 0, minus 2, 1, 4, which is equal to, bring this half inside, 0, half, minus 1, and 2. Okay, so Y is equal to A inverse, which is this matrix, 0, minus 1, half, and 2, multiplied by 1, 0, 0, 1, which is equal to, so 0 times 1 is 0, plus half times 0 is 0. 0. Minus 1 times 1 is minus 1, plus 2 times 0 is 0, so minus 1 plus 0 is minus 1. So now 0 times 0 is 0, half times 1 is half. Now minus 1 times 0 is 0, plus 2 times 1 is 2. So that's Y. Y is equal to this matrix. Question number 24. Triangle A is mapped onto triangle B by a translation, followed by an enlargement with center 10 minus 4. Center 10 minus 4, 10 is here, minus 4 is here. That's the center. So the translation maps A onto triangle C, then the enlargement maps C onto triangle B. So what happened was A was translated into a triangle first, and then C was enlarged into B. So there was two transformations that happened with A to get B. Question number 1, we have to write down the scale factor of the enlargement. Okay, so that's pretty easy. So we compare the sides. So we see that for A, this is 1, 2, 3, and for B, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the scale factor is 6 divided by 3 is 2. So 2 is a scale factor. So when we first translated A to C, we had to enlarge C by 2 to get B. That's what we have known from this. And now part B, draw the triangle C on the grid. So now we have to draw C. So we can join the line from this to that, and then we can draw C. So I will try to actually do this by matrix. So let's label this point as A, label this point as B, and label this point as C. So let's say this is my center, 10 minus 4. So how can I move from this center to point A? I have to move 10 to the left and then move 6 up. So the matrix that I will have to use to move from the center to point A will be minus 10, which is 10 to the left, and going up by 6. And I know that I had to multiply the triangle C by 2 to get the enlargement factor 2. So now if I have to take this down to triangle C, I have to multiply by half or divide by 2. So let's say divide by 2, which is basically the same thing. So the will be minus 10 times half will be minus 5, 3, that will be 3. So that's the coordinate of A dash, which is C. Triangle C first coordinate will be minus 5, 3 from the center, 10 minus 4. Now moving on to part B. How do I move from this center to part B? I have to move 1, 2, 3, 4 to the left, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to the top. So left will be minus 4 and 6 to the top. So times half to find the coordinates of C. That will be minus 4 times half will be minus 2 and 3. That will be dash. And the last one will be C. So from this point again, so we have to go 1, 2, 3, 4 to the left, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So left minus 4, 10 up to go to C from this center. Now same thing, half, and then so the last coordinate of C will be so minus 2, and then that will be 5. So those are the coordinates moving from this center. So let's draw C. So A dash will be minus 5 and 3 from this point. So minus 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 3 is up, 1, 2, 3. That's the first point. And then this one is minus 2, 3. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Okay. And the last one is minus 2, 5. 1, 2, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's triangle C. Now we just have to join the points, and we'll have triangle C. Okay, so that's C. And then now the next question, the last one. Find the column vector that represents the translation that maps triangle A onto C. So from A to C, we have a translation. Let's take this point. So we have to move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to the right and 1 to the bottom. So the translation vector is 5 to the right and minus 1. So that's the translation vector. Question number 25. The diagram is a speed time graph for 60 seconds, 0 to 60, of a train's journey. At the beginning of this part of the journey, the train is traveling at um per second. So u, that's the speed of the train. At the beginning, it was traveling at this speed. And then you see at time 50, it goes to rest, to 0 speed, right? So giving each answer in its simplest form, find the expressions in terms of u. Okay, so the first part is find the deceleration for the last 10 seconds. So deceleration is the gradient, is the height. What is the height? This height is u. And what is the width? 60 minus 50 is 10. So deceleration will be u divided by 10, which will be 0.1 u. Okay, that's your answer. And then for part B, find the speed when t is equal to 55. So we can find this using proportionality. So what I mean is we have to draw two triangles. So the big triangle, that's the big triangle. So this is when speed was from 50 to 60. So the length was 10 and the height was u, just like this one. Height was u, the width was 10. So now for the smaller triangle at time 55, so this width will be what? 5. And what is this length? We don't know. So that's the speed we're looking for. So for this small triangle from 55 to 60, this will be 5. And then we don't know this. Let's call it x. So we say that x over u is equal to 5 over 10. We just compare those two, right? So find the value of x. X will be 0.5 u. That's the speed of the train. And the last question, find the distance traveled during these 60 seconds. Distance traveled is just the area on the graph, and this is a trapezium. So the trapezium that we have is, I will draw this again here. That's the trapezium that we have. The height is u, and this side is 60, and this side is what? Is 50. Right. So what is the area of this trapezium? Will be half times the sum of two sides of those two sides, 50 plus 60 times the height. The height is u. So half times 1 and 10 times u, which will be 55 u. So your answer is 55 u meter is the distance that the train has traveled.